At the most luxurious restaurant in Beverly Hills, a man walked in wearing a faded t-shirt and old sneakers. Every eye turned to him, full of doubt, full of judgment. But no one knew that man was about to teach the whole restaurant a priceless lesson. That night, La Lumiere, the most prestigious restaurant in the heart of Beverly Hills, sparkled under crystal lights and designer suits. Everything was perfect, polished down to every detail. The door gently opened. A towering man over 2 meters tall quietly stepped inside. He wore a wrinkled gray t-shirt, sweatpants, and worn sneakers. There was no denying he did not belong to this glamorous world. The man chose a small table in the corner, humbly lowered his head, seemingly just wanting to have an ordinary dinner. But ordinary didn't exist at La Lumiere, where even choosing wine was an art. From the reception counter, Emma, a longtime waitress, slender, with neatly tied hair, immediately frowned. To her, a guest like this didn't deserve to be here. And instead of a polite welcome, she walked over with a cold stare and a question that made the entire restaurant freeze. "Are you sure you can afford to dine here?" The atmosphere in the restaurant instantly dropped. A few diners turned to look, waiting to see how this misplaced guest would react. The atmosphere in the restaurant seemed frozen after Emma's insulting question. Many eyes turned toward the corner table, where the man was sitting. But contrary to everyone's expectations, he wasn't angry, he didn't argue, he simply smiled, a light, calm smile. "Yes, I'd like to try dining here," he answered, his voice warm and confident. Emma hesitated for a second. She didn't expect such a polite answer. But her pride made her keep her attitude. "Then follow me. I'll arrange a seat that suits you." Not in the sparkling central area of the restaurant, not near the gentle jazz band or the romantic candlelight. Emma led him to a table near the kitchen, where the light was dim and the air still lingered with oil and food smells. "This spot should match your style," she said, dropping the menu onto the table with just enough noise for everyone nearby to hear. The man said nothing. He pulled the chair out, sat down, opened the menu as if reading the morning paper. Completely unbothered at the surrounding tables, some guests exchanged confused glances. Lisa, a young businesswoman, whispered to her friend, "She's so rude, he didn't even do anything." At the central table, Mr. Carter, an older gentleman with silver hair and a seasoned gaze, quietly sipped his wine, eyes fixed on the man. "He's very special," he murmured to his wife. So calm, as if he's waiting for something. Emma didn't understand. To her, he was just a poor guy trying to show off. But what she didn't know was that man didn't need to prove anything, and his silence was what slowly made the entire restaurant lose composure. Emma returned to the table, her smile still full of sarcasm. "Would you like me to explain the prices? The most expensive dish here is $350, she emphasized each word like a slap in the face. The man looked up, a hint of amusement in his eyes. "I'll have the filet mignon rossini, thank you." The answer came calmly, without a pause. Emma froze for a split second, then chuckled mockingly. "I hope you know how to enjoy it. This isn't the kind of food ordinary people are used to." The table next to him started murmuring, "She's targeting the wrong guy." Someone whispered, "He's so composed." "I feel embarrassed for her," another person added. Emma walked away, convinced that the man was just putting on a show and would leave as soon as he saw the bill. But this time, she was lying to herself. After nearly 30 minutes of intentionally delaying service, Emma finally brought out the meal, wearing an expression like she was doing him a favor. "Here's your dish, hope it suits your taste," her voice filled with venom. The man nodded gently, "Thank you." "It looks wonderful," Emma scoffed. "If this isn't to your liking, we have some more basic options too." But just then, A middle-aged man dressed in a sharp suit walked straight from the reception desk to the man's table. His face showed tension and seriousness. "Shaquille, what an honor to have you here. I apologize for the service. We had no idea you were coming today." The room froze. Diners stared. All eyes turned to the man, now revealed to be Shaquille O'Neal. Emma stood paralyzed. The tray in her hands trembled. Shaquille O'Neal, NBA legend, billionaire, co-owner of La Lumiere, the entire restaurant held its breath. Emma wanted to vanish, but no one could save her from the consequences of what she had done. Shaq gently placed his water glass down, lifted his head, eyes fixed on her, not angry, but deep enough to make her tremble. "What do you think about how customers should be treated?" Emma stammered, I didn't know you were." Shaq shook his head, voice ringing throughout the silent space. "You don't need to know who I am to respect me. Anyone who walks through those doors, no matter their clothes, status, deserves to be treated properly." The whole restaurant went silent. A guest began to clap. Then the entire dining room stood up, applauding Shaq, not because he was famous, but because he was right. We don't fail because of bad food. We fail because we forget the most important thing: respect, Shaq continued. After the meal, Shaq requested a short meeting with the entire staff. He didn't scold. He didn't use power. He only said one simple thing: mistakes don't define us. How we correct them shows who we truly are. Emma cried. She bowed her head, her voice trembling. "I was wrong. I'll change, not to keep my job, but because I'm truly ashamed." Shaq nodded, his eyes softening. "The change is for you, because the next person who walks through that door may not be me. But they still deserve respect." That night, when Shaq left the restaurant, he didn't look back. But La Lumiere was forever changed. Not just a luxury place, but a space where everyone could walk in and be treated like a human being. You don't have to be a billionaire to deserve respect. You just need to be a person. And sometimes, calmness and kindness are the most powerful ways to change the world around you.